Hi, this is Charles Lafuto with UConn Learning. And in our last storyline class on the day 3 variables training, Susan, one of the participants, had a great question, and I wanted to sort of go through what she wanted to see and sort of explain what we did. She wanted to know if it was possible to do adaptive learning using storyline. Of course, first I had to figure out what exactly she meant by adaptive learning, and her thought was that the learners would come in, they would take a test, and that would determine what chapters they would see and what we wouldn't see, and what they already knew they would basically test out of, but what they didn't know or didn't show proficiency in, they would actually have those sections, go through them, and then be able to retry those sections of the quiz, and just adaptive learning. So they get what they wanted, get what they needed, and not get what they didn't need. So we worked on this a little bit. What we came up with was this little model here. So I have a welcome slide everybody goes to, and then they go into a series of quizzing slides. And so here's our first quiz. It's basically, let's call this a learning objective 1. And so they get basically 6 questions randomized, and they get 3 of those questions. Then it goes on to this slide. I'll explain this a little bit later, but when they're first coming in, they're getting all 3 of these. So they're coming here, then they come to the next quiz for learning objective 2, and then learning objective 3, same thing. And then once they've been tested here, then they go to this main layer. Now this would be their menu. And from the menu, learning objective 1, 2, or 3, they get those topics, and then they go to if they passed them, they'll get a check mark, and it'll be a dead link, so it won't work. If they didn't pass, then it'll be like these buttons normal, and they'll actually get to navigate to those separate sections. So here's the separate sections, and once they get through each of these sections, it takes them directly back to a results slide. So here's the results slide for learning objective 1 here, and then for the next for this 2, and then this one is for learning objective 3. And basically it tells them their score. What did they score on the previous test? So you actually go to the failure. It says you didn't pass. You need to try this section again. They get a retry button. They get what their score was previously, what the passing score is, and then to try it again. And so then they're going to come in here. And so let's say they take section 2 again here, and or this would be for section 2, the learning objective 2, and they come in here, and if they're going to take this quiz, and there was actually a variable on the main slide, and the variable was to change this to visited. Let me find this here. Yeah, set pretest to visited. And so if this is their first time through, they actually go through all the quizzes. If it's their second time or third time through, then these little slides here actually navigate them back to the main menu, because I want them to come and take each individual section and quiz at a time. So I don't want them to coming in here to 2 and then also taking 3, even though they haven't viewed it yet. So they're taking a section, retaking the quiz, and then it'll kick them back to this main section. And then once they've completed all 3, they've passed all 3 quizzes, and then it will take them to this congratulations page. So let's actually see this work. But since we're almost out of time, what we're going to do is I'm going to make this into 2 parts. So this is how we did it, and then we'll actually see it work here in a second.